So it's bizarre enough that we did a trailer reaction to Howard Lovecraft and the Frozen Kingdom. We've now had an opportunity to actually see the film. Did it live up to our expectations or not? Stay tuned. As always, we got to warn everybody right up front, this is going to be a spoiler-filled review. So if you haven't seen it yet, put on the brakes, then come on back. All right, we are set. We got everybody that's already seen it. Why don't you let us know? Spot is in you already? All right. Why don't you let us know what it's all about here?
Okay, well, so obviously, Lovecraft fans, we're Lovecraft fans. If you're a Lovecraft fan, you'll probably love this movie.
Yeah.
What it is we meet Howard Lovecraft as a little kid, and his dad is in a sanitarium.
He's coming.
Father?
He's coming. He's coming.
He's real little.
Yeah.
He goes to visit his father, who tells him some stuff about a book that he has to read, perhaps filled with forbidden knowledge.
Don't ever listen to the words or symbols. The symbols will speak to you.
Should get a little.
This should start to sound familiar.
Yes.
And then he does, and I believe he's 12 or 13, something like that.
Maybe even younger.
Little,
yeah,
real
little.
little.
Yeah.
And then he opens up a portal to the kingdom of Riley.
Yes.
Gets sucked into it, and there he meets Spot, who should also look very familiar.
Yes.
And they kind of join up together with Master Howard and Spot.
Yes.
And they go through the kingdom of Riley, and he meets some characters along the way and has to achieve some things in the kingdom
Basically,
to save them from winter.
Save the kingdom. Yeah. Pretty simple, pretty upfront.
Pretty awesome.
And then we're ready to go.
Kids movie. Well, we never thought we'd be here, so I'm a little frightened to ask, but I think I might know. What were your likes?
Okay, so yes, you'd be concerned about my likes from the standpoint that this basically contains two things that I utterly hate: children and the freezing cold. The fact that it has both of those and I still enjoyed it will give you an idea. And there's quite a few things we'll get into, but one of the things, it's very subtle, but there's a lot of works out there that are based on other works, books, whatever else. And so they'll pepper in or just make references to the source material, okay? A lot of them are very forced. A lot of them are too subtle, too obscure.
Pure for the regular casual fan.
In Howard Lovecraft and the Frozen Kingdom, they peppered them in perfectly.
Oh, there were so many cute references in that.
Cute references, plot moving forward references that made utter perfect sense. There were little tiny slight references like, hello, Dr. West, up to like, in your face, we are in the kingdom of Riley. Yeah, Riley, thank you. And then sort of bookending, and in a couple points in the movie, they would actually read direct quotes from Lovecraft works that made, again, perfect sense. So I thoroughly enjoyed the way that they did the references and callbacks to the source material in this, as opposed to some of the other things out there. But let's just throw it out there, a lot of Stephen King's works, okay? So,
but even that, so I got into Lovecraft as probably very early in my teenage years, and even though I did love it, it's definitely gotten better as I've gotten older. You kind of get a little bit more out of it.
Yeah.
But this would be great for 7, 8, 9. It made Lovecraft accessible for that elementary school, preteen age where it doesn't seem quite so over your head.
Right.
But it just seems, I know if I had seen this at 8 years old, I would have been like, this is the most badass thing I've ever seen. This is amazing. I want to know all about what Lovecraft is. And they didn't make it childish, but they made it something that an 8-year-old could appreciate, especially if you were a super goth 8-year-old like me.
Yeah. You get them on this when they're 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Then, as you said, early teens, mid-teens, you go, okay, here's the source material when you can appreciate it a little bit more. And you also touched on it, and it is very true. As an adult watching this, I, am a little concerned, but it didn't matter. It was still enjoyable. I did not find myself wandering off the couch looking for something else to do, grabbing for the ridiculous phone or anything like that. So it wasn't, insulting to the adult, but very still clearly catered for children.
But if you are a parent watching it with your kids, it is not complete torture.
No.
I laughed out loud. Howard Lovecraft had some really funny lines. Really funny little kid. So it's enjoyable for the parents as well. It doesn't just leave them out in the cold. It's definitely a family movie, which I never thought I would enjoy.
No.
But-
No. Mm-mm. An extremely well done family movie as well. Yeah, go ahead.
I do like those kind of Pixar movies. I was the right age for the Disney animated movies and those Pixar movies, but this isn't a $200 million Tangled or anything like that.
No.
We didn't quite know what to expect.
Right.
But I watched the HD version of HD TV. It looked awesome.
Yeah.
It did not have faulty animation where hands are going through a building
walls.
or things didn't connect.
Right.
It looked awesome. It did not look cheap, rushed, bad. I have
No.
to say some of the textures when Howard and Spot are making snow, you see the texture in the snowballs and the snowman, and Spot kind of all on this tentacle part had really
Good detail.
deep texture, and it looked like Cthulhu. I mean, I know it is, but it really looked well done, well placed, well thought out. It was not a cheap, let's manufacture this as fast as possible. The people really cared about this movie, and that really showed.
And I would be remiss if I didn't add one more thing to my list of likes.
Okay.
This movie ended with a clear setup for a sequel, but still wrapping this movie up.
Yeah.
In the proper way. A lot of movies, they just crowbar in that sequel, or they just ended with no possibility for sequel, except
then
of course
what?
if it makes money. No, this was left open, and I think there was a specific reason for that.
Fingers crossed, hope so.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to put Spot down for a second.
Good boy.
But the movie is actually based on graphic novels.
Yes.
This is Howard Lovecraft and the Three Kingdoms. Oh, interesting.
Oh, we
So
were
the
only in one, right?
The first
Yes.
book in here is called Howard Lovecraft and the Frozen Kingdom.
Bam.
So sound familiar? But there's actually 2 other kingdoms in this book. And you
Ah.
can see if I hold up some of the. It actually kind of looks like they
Is
did
there
a really
similar
great
art,
job. With
style?
the artwork.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to open it too far because I don't want to ruin the spine.
No.
But it is based on this book, and that's how they made it into a movie. So we're actually really hoping they did leave it open-ended so we can see the other 2 kingdoms,
Yeah.
and Howard and Spot go through
The other 2.
There's an undersea one.
Undersea,
and
and then imagination or something
yeah.
along those lines. But yeah, it's definitely, I think, has been left open for those, while still closing up the one they had. And we throw our full support behind the movie, and we hope that you do too, if for no other reason than it does get made.
And I would say the graphic novels are age appropriate for almost anybody.
Oh, without question.
So graphic novels are popular with people our age, older, younger,
Yeah,
doesn't
no.
matter. But they're really, really good for teenagers, for 20s, 30s, 40s. They're, it's just a good
Maybe
book.
not a toddler.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
Reading age up.
Start 'em young.
I almost don't want to ask this question because I'm mildly scared, but I know how you are.
Mm-hmm.
Dislikes. We're at that
Dislikes.
time. Oh.
Buckle up, hold on to Spot tight, and then relax, because I realize that I am going to have to actually recuse myself from making any commentary about dislikes on this film, from the standpoint that this film was not made for me.
That is true.
Okay? This film was made for children. And so if I were to sit here and try to analyze and compare this to the latest Pinhead movie, or Friday the 13th, or miscellaneous Conjuring, what Paranormal Activity, it's ridiculous. It's not fair.
It's not the same genre.
No, it's not even the same genre. It's different pacing. It's different styling. You brought up the scene earlier about snowballs, when Spot and Howard are making snowmen and having a snowball fight. If I was some reviewer reviewing this as a big movie, I might say, oh, that was kind of slow to me as an adult. But I have no doubt that a young child would be rolling on the floor, absolutely loving it. So I can't really say that I have any dislikes about this movie. I really, honestly, don't really have any dislikes as an adult. But then taking that out, which I have to take myself out as an adult and say that I can't find any fault that any child would have with this movie.
Me neither. And I'm trying to place myself back in that age target audience for this.
I was never that age, but go
Yes,
ahead.
no, you respond from hell.
Yes.
Remember being a little kid, I was into horror and stuff at that age, and I feel like it is age-appropriate horror or whatever H.P. Lovecraft weird fiction thing that
Great
he does.
intro. A great intro.
I didn't feel like it was too upsetting or too dark.
No. It's not going to give your kid nightmares. Let's
No,
put it that
not
way.
at all.
No.
Yeah, I really can't. Again, not the target audience, so it was a kids' movie. Nothing stood out that I could say, well, that was wildly inappropriate, or that was this, or...
No?
Yeah, I don't think we can really...
In a bizarro land twisted way, we agree. There's no dislikes for this one.
It's never happened.
Okay, so it is time to award pinheads.
Ooh.
And
Ooh. Difficult.
but I have an idea.
Uh-oh.
As we previously stated with our dislikes, we really have to recuse ourselves from this from the standpoint that it's just simply not made for us. And
How do you judge a child's movie at our age?
if you're not a child, precisely. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to say, this movie, and I hope you agree, is a one-spot movie, which is the highest rating that we can give to a children's movie.
Spot.
Agreed?
Spot knows.
All right, there it is, one-spot movie. Woo, nothing better than that. Well, if you're a kid, an adult with kids for some
adult
strange
with
reason,
cats.
That too. You're definitely going to want to check this out, and it is available for purchase or streaming on all the major services. So rush out, support it, grab it now. Then come on back here and let us know what you thought in the comments below.
And don't forget to subscribe to all of our social media right on top. Twitter, Instagram, we post all of our shenanigans on there. And now, maybe some spot shenanigans.
Ooh.